What's up? Welcome to everybody on Facebook and YouTube who are watching since X/Twitter doesn't want to go posting. That's cool. Thanks, Elon Musk. Appreciate you.
They hate us.
That's right. I'm calling out Elon Musk in the first 30 seconds of the show. Why? Because he's stupid.
It goes kind of ham there for a minute. We're not gonna lie.
Like it's telling me on StreamYard, like, oh, you need to have a premium account. I ain't paying for no premium account.
It's not finna happen.
No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the YouTube link and put it onto X, and people can watch it that way.
Wakanda forever.
So what's up? This is the Sports Wheelhouse. I am Chip, as always, joined by JD, aka Drip. It's been a minute. Because life and umpiring and all that good stuff. And the name of the show is Time to Get Consistent. Why? Because we have got to get consistent. Our show is too enjoyable to not be doing on the reg.
I agree.
So, JD, how are you, buddy? Where are you podcasting from this evening?
From my kitchen. My island.
That's where I'm on my island.
Yeah, I wish I was on the island. But
Wait,
I'm on my
JD.
island.
Does that mean that we're island boys?
Island boys.
All right, that's it. That's our show, guys. We've been great.
We're going to get canceled in the first 5 minutes. We got Adam checking in.
What's up, Adam?
Gang. Teenager at a gas station.
What?
Teenager at a gas station.
Okay. Yeah, that's really what they do, BT dubs. So, all right. So you guys know the show. Comment in any which way you can, but here we go. We got ourselves a wheel, and we're going to talk about stuff. Yeah, show's canceled. Yep. I think it's because of the Island Boy comment. Island Boys.
Everybody wants to be an Island Boy.
So we got ourselves a little wheel action. We're spinning it, and we're going to start with, all right, so do you, because I sent you the topic list, do you know what this topic is?
I can only imagine.
All right, so Caleb Williams was the way overdrafted first-round draft pick of the Chicago Bears. Chicago. Not from Chicago. Yeah, Adam, that's why it's the Sports Wheelhouse. We're happy to be bringing it back.
We love to bring it back for you.
Bring it on back. Wow, I just went S Club 7 there. Okay, we're having a night.
We're rough.
Oh, some white people stuff. So Caleb Williams was the number 1 draft pick of the Chicago Bears. They brought in a whole bunch of players. So Chicago could be competitive, but for the fact that Caleb Williams is not going to be a successful NFL quarterback. My thought, that's hot take number 1. But Caleb Williams had his team. He discovered that his team left a mess, and the locker room a mess, and he had his teammates clean it up, clean up after themselves. And as a leader of the team, because when you're, QB1, that's you're a leader of the team. And apparently that rubs some people the wrong way.
Yep.
Specifically, it bothered, who was it? It was a former player. Hold on.
Brian Urlacher?
No, it was, I forget who it was. It was somebody who was like, it was a wide receiver. I forget who it was.
Brandon Marshall?
No, I'm sorry. I'm usually better prepared. Hold on. I forget who it was. Anyway, somebody was like, no, you can't do that. You can't make people pick up the trash. And he's Russell Wilson 2.0.
I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, this story is stupid, right?
It's stupid, but I mean, if I'm a person that's in that locker room, I'm not listening to shit that Caleb Williams has to say.
Not yet.
He's played no meaningful football. He quit on his actual college team and he cried in the stands to his mom. Like, I don't give a crap what that dude says. He's like, come take it out. Come take it out off of me. You want me to go clean up? Come make me. You ain't did nothing yet. And if you keep talking to me, we're not blocking for you. So, yeah.
I think that, like, look, we know that Caleb Williams is going to be QB1. Like, we are aware of this, mostly because the Bears
There's no one else
have anything better. But
there's nobody else.
I think before the first preseason game, for you to be kind of laying down the law, I mean, there's kind of two takes on it. Number one, you are establishing yourself as a leader, going, no, like, that's not how we're going to do it, and this is my team from the jump, which I can understand. But I think that he's a little too unproven to be kind of like unzipping his fly and going like, hey, check this out.
Man, that dude better shut up and play football, because if he don't, he gonna be getting scooped off the field and never get that guaranteed money he talking about. That's my take about Caleb. I haven't liked Caleb Williams since before. Like, I think he's trash, but you know, that's just
I don't think that he was worthy at all of the number one draft pick. I mean, and you and I have had that conversation a plethora of times.
He's going to be the biggest bust in NFL history.
Hold on now. Hold on.
I'm calling right now.
That's saying something. You are saying that he is going to be a bigger bust than Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
Wow. Because Jamarcus Russell was atrocious.
Well, he was atrocious, but he wasn't making demands. Like, this dude came in. He
wasn't doing anything, though.
This dude came in. He wanted to get guaranteed money. Like, what makes you think you're going to deserve guaranteed money? He plays on a bad team, who, even with all the picks, they're still a bad team. They got to still beat the Detroit Lions. I don't think they will. And he in the Green Bay Packers. And I don't think they're going to beat either one of those teams. So, it's whatever.
Speaking of the Green Bay Packers,
the Packers,
and this wasn't one of our slated topics, but
I like the segue.
They just paid Jordan Love a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Worth it or not worth it?
I think he's worth it.
You think he's worth that much money?
The market's already set, though. Like, so you can't underpay him.
I get that the market's set, but he's had one season.
Right, but he's had one season because the other season you didn't play him because of
Aaron Rodgers.
So he's had one season and he did way better than I thought he was going to do.
Okay, but what happens when, not if, when, because in reality, this is his sophomore season.
Right.
And now teams have actually seen this cat. What happens when he has a massive sophomore slump and reverts?
People could technically say the same thing about Jalen Hurts.
Yes, they can.
But
except with Jalen Hurts, the entire offense was built around him, and he was actually overused.
Well,
and still had success.
I don't necessarily think that Jordan Love has like hit his ceiling. So, and plus he's a lot better than I think we thought that he would be. And I think he's a little farther along in his development than a lot of people thought he would be. So I'm pretty high on Jordan Love. Like, I think that he's worth the money. This is my personal opinion. It won't be a popular opinion, but it's my opinion.
Do you have him? Conway checking in. What's up, buddy?
What up, Conway?
I'll be seeing you soon in the hallway.
School's about to be going down. We got school starting tomorrow.
Ooh, I don't like that. On a Wednesday?
Thursday. I'm sorry, we got one more day. It's going up on a Thursday. So,
all right. So you're saying that Jordan Love is getting paid as much as he is. So let me ask you this question then. Is he a top 10 quarterback in the NFL?
No, but you got to love the one you with first.
Is he a top 5 quarterback in the NFC?
Jalen Hurts.
Hurts? I mean, go through it.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott is not a top 5 quarterback.
I'm just saying. I'm just naming people.
You have some serious rookies. You got J.J. McCarthy. So no, not there. You got Stafford. You got Goff.
Stafford Goff. That's 3.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones?
No.
Yeah.
I always say it's Goff.
Yeah, Stafford and
San
Goff.
Francisco has the weird dude.
Brock.
I don't think he's that nice. He got to prove himself too.
I think that he's
Brock Purdy's got to prove himself. Tampa Bay.
They got Baker.
That's really slim pickings, bro. If that's what we're doing. I think all the good quarterbacks in the AFC.
Well, we know that. And there's a lot of, in the NFC, you got Cousins over in Atlanta. I take Cousins over Jordan Love right now at this point in their career. Yes.
Kirk Cousins is like 55 years old. I'm still not going with it.
I'm not saying in 5 years. I'm saying this year I take.
He's saying
Cousins.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
But I don't think Brock Purdy that nice, though. I've seen him in college, and I think
Brock Purdy has the best running back in football on his team. I think he's got one of the top 3 receivers in football, or just offensive weapons on his team.
Yeah.
I think he's got one of the top 3 tight ends in football on his team. He benefits from a strong defense, from a strong offensive-minded head coach. I think that Brock Purdy is a system quarterback who is going to get paid as an elite quarterback.
And then you got Arizona's got what? Kyler Murray? Or that AFC? No, that's NFC.
No, it's NFC. So I was doing my Kyler Murray.
Oh, you can't see. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he is the top 10. Top 10 quarterback.
I said, hold on. I said top 10 NFL, top 5 NFC.
Maybe top 5 NFC. That NFC is weak. NFC is super weak for quarterbacks.
Who are we missing? I feel like we got to be missing somebody big.
Detroit Lions, we already got them. We got Goff. We got Stafford. We got Jalen Hurts. Even if you want to throw Dak Prescott in there, you can throw Dak in there.
New Orleans has nobody. Carolina's got nobody.
They got Jameis Winston.
No, I said nobody. Seattle's got Geno.
Listen, the NFC is weak as
NFC is real weak. Real weak.
With the quarterback game, they weak as water. So yeah, I guess he could be top 5 in the NFC. They ain't saying much.
I don't mind paying him if that's the case, but like I think this season, I would have waited until the end of the season.
I don't know. Maybe you're trying to show him that you got confidence in him. Maybe that's what they're doing.
Or you don't know what the market's going to be next year when some other these guys are driving it up even higher.
Exactly. So it's probably best to just pay him now.
I think that Brock Purdy is still playing on a rookie deal, correct?
Yeah.
They haven't paid him yet. He's going to be the flagship for everything.
That's only if he can continue.
Yeah, well, if they trade Ayuk to your Steelers.
Another thing to consider is that Love is going to be 29 when his contract ends, and he'll be up for another payment. Yep.
Yeah, true.
That's true. The dope.
Over to the queen of the beam.
They're good.
Simone Biles, first off, continues to blow me away with how much of an absolute boss athlete she is.
This is the GOAT.
The fact that she is at the ancient age of 29 and still winning gold medals and dominating is just, it's phenomenal.
The GOAT.
I haven't watched a single bit of the Olympics, but, just the little clips here and there on the X and all that stuff. Right, exactly. But here's what I want to bring up. She has received some flack in the media for doing exactly what you're doing, JD, bowing down. Her and her Team USA teammate finished in 2nd and 3rd to a gymnast from Brazil, I believe.
Yep.
And on the podium, they bowed down to her.
Yeah.
How dare they, JD?
What?
How dare they?
Are you being for real?
That's what there are people in the Marlon Humphreys, former NFL player.
Who?
Absolutely, exactly. Marlon Humphreys rained down crap on the GOAT for how dare you bow down. Like, that's not like you're an Olympic athlete. Come on, really?
How many gold medals he got?
That'd be 0. He played for the
How
Cowboys,
many?
so he's got no Super Bowls.
Oh well, then he doesn't know. He's been bowing down his whole career, so he should be used to it. So this is my thought process behind the bowing. It wasn't to say you were better than me. It was homage, paying homage to a fellow competitor. You weren't bending the knee, but you were literally like, hey man, you did your thing, like you earned this. Like, and they got silver and bronze. Like, it ain't like she dominated them, but in that particular event, and if you watch the team event, Brazil challenged the United States for gold in that event. Like, they were pushing United States the entire event. And there was some injuries that happened, so that team didn't win gold. Brazil didn't win gold. I don't even know if they medaled for real, but they struggled because of an injury that happened during the Brazil. But Brazil was supposed to challenge the United States in the team event for the team gold. So if you know that history, Marlon Humphreys probably don't know because he probably can't read.
So Marlon Humphrey is on the Ravens. He's in his second year. He posted the picture from SportsCenter and wrote, "This is literally disgusting."
Well, I would thought it was literally disgusting that I didn't know who he was. But he's out here talking. Who cares? That's the problem, man. You don't. It's like when people make comments about Simone Biles that couldn't even walk to the refrigerator when they said she pulled out of the event that year. Like, this person couldn't even walk to the refrigerator, but you're just talking about a gold medal athlete. Like, you don't get to fix your mouth to talk about Simone Biles if you don't have no hardware. Like, no college championships, no high school championships, no Madden championships. You ain't got no championships.
You ain't got no Madden championships. Yeah, he goes, "I'm low-key," about an hour ago, "I'm low-key getting cooked right now. I think I'm getting cussed out in Brazilian on Instagram." Later conceded. Simone Biles, though, what does she do? She takes the high road. And she says, "I think it's all about sportsmanship. We don't care whether we win or lose. We always want to keep a good face and support our competitors because they work just as hard as we have at that moment, especially because this Brazilian athlete came back from 3 ACL tears.
Exactly.
And that's 6 members." She goes, "You have to give them their flowers." And that's exactly what me and Jordan were doing. We're so happy for her. She deserved it. And she had the best floor routine of the day and of the Olympics. So once again, little Simone Biles taking the high road.
Listen, Simone Biles is catching hell from these randos. It's like the girl who was talking trash about her and her teammates a couple weeks saying they were lazy. Now she on Shade Room asking people to stop going at her neck. Well, you should have said that. You should have never said and opened your mouth. Like, stop talking about the GOAT. The GOAT. It's like the Beehive. Like, you don't go around talking about Beyonce. Like, you just leave certain people alone. And she's one of those people.
Yeah, I mean, with how much Simone Biles has accomplished, I mean, come on. Like,
that silver medal is, I mean, it's not even that. I mean, it's great that she got it, right? But she's got so many gold medals. Like, I don't even know if she put it in like some type of ranking order. I don't even think you could find it in the pile. She's the most decorated gymnast of all time. Like, literally of all time.
it's just, again, and it's going to kind of be a common theme of our show tonight, which is, you look at the female athletes versus the male athletes and what's considered even and what's considered fair. All Simone Biles has ever done is win.
Until she pulled out, and then she came back and won.
She literally couldn't walk 4 years ago.
She literally had the spinnies or whatever it's called.
Or 2 years ago because got pushed back because of COVID.
Listen, I'm with you, bro. Like, you know me, I'm always going to keep it a bean. And me personally, the lion does not care about the opinion of the lambs, unfortunately. And hopefully, I hope she takes that approach throughout her rest of her life. And I think I know her more about her husband than I know about this Humphreys guy that plays for the Packers, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that, like, when she's done her Olympics in a couple of days, she's going to be an ambassador.
Did Humphreys play at Clemson?
I thought I saw Alabama. Hold on.
He might have played at Clemson.
He may have. Hang on. If he is, oh boy. Alabama Crimson Tide football since
Oh, that's why
2017.
he can't read. Like, what do you mean? He probably couldn't even read the caption. Like, no wonder he said that. He can't read. Jalen needs to go help him. Jalen needs to go help him.
You bad man.
It's fine. It's
You're
fine.
bad.
It's not a big deal. Now I feel smarter now knowing that came from a complete idiot. Get the hell out of here, man. Humphreys. Oh man, that's great.
All right, back to the wheel. Because again, we got some more.
Man.
Come on, go to the wheel. Go. Hang on.
Where's this thing at? Let's go. Let's spin it.
It's right there.
Ooh, Hoff.
Ooh.
Let's talk that talk, George.
Ooh. All right.
Julius Pep.
So I'm gonna pull up a graphic because there are some potential players that could make the NFL Hall of Fame in 2025.
So not the ones that just came.
Nope, this is next year's squad. And that's small as all get out. Let's see if I go big screen and I can do it that way.
That's still not much better.
That ain't much better. All right, well, I'll tell you who's on the list.
Suggies.
All right. Personally, Madeline
checking in. Let's go. What's up, Maddie?
Personally, I think this is one of the weakest lists I've seen in a long time.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
And I say that knowing
defensively is great.
Right. Knowing that there are some straight up no-brainers. So,
like Luke Kuechly, easy.
For those of you that can't see, the notable, and this is from the 33rd team, so it's not us, right? These are 12 names that can make it for the first timers, right? So it's Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning, Earl Thomas, Marshawn Lynch, Adam Vinatieri, Clay Matthews, Terrell Suggs, Joe Staley, Vernon Davis, Aqib Talib, Ryan Khalil, and Marshall Yanda.
Are you ready for me? Are you ready for this?
Give me the 5 that make it, because typically that's all you get.
Eli, easy.
Okay. I'm going to come back to that one because that's a talking point.
Yeah. Suggs.
That's 2.
Marshawn Lynch.
3.
Talib and Vernon Davis. I will put Luke Kuechly in there, but I don't remember. I mean, other than being playing for the Panthers, they didn't win anything.
Okay. So
Clay Matthews will definitely be honorable mention.
I disagree with your list.
Okay. Give me what you got.
So much.
Okay, let's give me what you got.
All right, so I'm going to start with Luke Kuechly and tell you that he should not make it in any way, shape, or form. Absolutely dominant for the couple years that he played, but he retired so early. That'd be like saying that Andrew Luck belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Andrew Luck does, though.
No, he does not. Absolutely does not. Never won anything. Luke Kuechly never won anything. Absolutely not.
Luke Kuechly played in the Super Bowl.
Did he win it?
No, but he played in it. Okay. How many guys don't even make it? I can tell you guys that didn't make it on there.
Plenty. But you add the not winning a Super Bowl to the fact of Kuechly retiring early. Kuechly should not make the NFL Hall of Fame. Eli Manning, the only reason why he makes the Hall of Fame is because he has 2 Super Bowl rings.
Well, that's a huge factor.
And it is a huge factor, which is also why Marshawn Lynch makes it.
I think Marshawn Lynch makes it for more than that, though. Marshawn Lynch is literally like a figurehead in football. Like he's
correct.
So you got to put him in. Like he's that guy.
Here are my 5. Eli Manning makes it. Marshawn Lynch makes it. Joe Staley makes it for his straight up longevity and the level at which he played at such a high level for as long as he played.
He didn't win shit.
Doesn't matter. See, this is where that balance is. You can either be okay and win a Super Bowl or 2, like Eli, or you can be so phenomenal they cannot deny you. And that's where Joe Staley gets it.
We're going to agree to disagree, but I'm with you.
Okay. Terrell Suggs is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
For sure.
Okay, so there's 4. And Adam Vinatieri goes in as well.
The kicker?
Yes.
For the Colts?
And
And the Patriots?
Yeah, the Super Bowl winning kicker on multiple Patriot teams.
Okay. I will see your Adam Vinatieri,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to put Talib in.
Okay,
You
tell me
have
why.
to. Like, he was one of the best defenders of like damn near all, especially of his era. They didn't even throw to his side.
Right, but by
Literally.
that same logic, if you're talking about best defenders of his era, again, and I'm not disagreeing with you, and all of these guys were some of the best at their positions,
Right.
right? How do you not put Vernon Davison over Talib?
Right. But I know Vernon Davis is a first ballot. He's up there for me. He's up there with Suggs. That's why I put him in my first one too.
I like how, by the way, none of us said Earl Thomas.
I just don't think Earl Thomas is a weirdo.
Earl Thomas bothered too many people with his political views of what the NFL should do.
Yeah, and he's a weirdo. He looks like he might have a room full of people in the basement.
I mean, what's wrong with that? That seems like it's okay.
I think we agree. I think I can put Adam Vinatieri and I can put in Eli.
And
this
is just the first ballot. Like, I'm not saying that Talib doesn't go in.
These other two at the very bottom don't go in at all, though. Yeah, and I don't think Clay Matthews either. Clay Matthews, I think Kuechly, Earl Thomas. You can say Joe Staley. I could see that because of his longevity, but like honestly, like I could do without him too. Vernon Davis has to go. Suggs has to go. Talib has to go. Marshawn has to go, and Eli definitely has to go. Vinatieri. I think.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and I'm not saying that some of these guys aren't going to get in. I'm saying first ballot quality.
It's only two or three first ballots.
Eli, Suggs, and Marshawn.
Nope, Eli, Suggs, and Vernon Davis. But I would put Marshawn in there. Marshawn, because Marshawn he's box office. And Vinatieri too, because he's got multiple championships. I mean, everybody that's got a Super Bowl should get in automatically.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
I'm dead serious.
Anybody?
No, anybody on the list that's already nominated.
Oh, you're not saying anybody who's ever won the Super Bowl ever. You're not putting Alshon Jeffrey in the Super Bowl in the Hall of Fame?
No.
You're not putting Halapuli Valibatai?
No, I'm good. But I would say, look, but if you did only the Super Bowl winners, you got Eli, Suggs. I think you got Talib got one too, I think.
With the Broncos, yeah.
Talib and Vernon and Vinatieri.
Hold on. You got Eli, you've got Earl, you've got Marshawn, you've got Vinatieri. I'm trying to think if you got Clay with the early Aaron Rodgers years.
Oh shoot, you do. Maybe that's why they're on there.
You got Suggs. You don't have Staley. I don't think you have Vernon Davis.
Who did Vernon just play for? The Redskins?
No, he played for. Hold on.
And somebody said tricky. BDN.
He played for the Niners, the Broncos, and the Commanders.
If Talib has one, then probably Vernon Davis probably has one too.
Yeah. Marshall Yanda, if he blocked for Joe Flacco, goes in.
Yeah, but I don't know who that dude is. I'm with you, but I don't see it happening. But I do see this Nick Foles. Raise me a Nick Foles, and then he gets in over everybody.
Let me tell you, because we haven't really had a chance to talk. Johnny went ahead and did a very brave thing.
What did he do?
Johnny U decided to make the all-time 100 greatest Philadelphia Eagles and rank them.
What is he thinking?
And slowly release them.
He might want to slowly put them just back in.
We released them all. We got all the way through.
I love you, Johnny. What were you thinking?
First off, just from his co-host self, I thought his list was lacking. I did not think that his list was top tier. Personally.
Who do you think is the greatest Eagle of all time? Brian Dog?
So, according to Johnny, it's Chuck Bednarik from the 1960s. Because won an NFL championship, played both ways. Like he Hall of Famer, like he is definitely on that upper echelon. So Johnny did a good job of not using recency bias there. Okay. In my opinion, because it is a different game, Bednarik's got to go to like 3, 4, somewhere in that range. Doc is 2. He was 1.
But
Jason Kelsey is the greatest Eagle to ever Eagle. Because one thing puts him over Doc in my mind and my heart. He won a Super Bowl. He played his entire career with the team. You have the Mummers outfit. You have him just understanding what it meant to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Jason Kelsey will go down as the greatest Eagle in Philadelphia history.
Unless Jalen Hurts wins multiple
Correct, because then a quarterback will take the number 1 spot. Absolutely. Because for me, McNabb is in my top 5.
Okay. So you got So let's just do that. I mean, I know y'all already did the list.
He did the list independently of my input at all.
Okay. Give me your top 5 Eagles.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
I know you don't have any stats in front of you. I know you don't have any like real homework done.
So Jason Kelsey is my number 1. Okay. For all the reasons I already said. Brian Dawkins is my number 2. Again, for everything that he was and brought to this team.
Okay.
Never having seen him play, obviously, because I'm not 112 years old. I'll put Bednarik at 3 just because of what he was for the history of the franchise. And a lot of people consider him to be the greatest of the franchise.
They also were playing when they go with a ball that didn't have air in it.
Yeah, he was playing without pads and playing both ways. Like, dude was a stud. McNabb is number 4 for all of the individual accolades and almost getting theirs.
Okay.
Right?
I'm not gonna.
He is the greatest quarterback in Eagles history. Yes, I love that Nick Foles won us a Super Bowl, and he will be my favorite quarterback until Hurts does it. But you cannot argue with the fact that Donovan McNabb, for a decade, consistently got us to the promised land. Now, choked upon getting there, but he got us there. Or right to the cusp of it, to the gates.
Okay.
Okay.
What's number 5?
Number 5. I got some players that I really liked. If it's my personal list, rather than then I'm already messed up. Like, this is why I know it's hard for Johnny. Because you have to balance the personal versus the historical. Like
I said your favorite, not anyone else.
Bednarik is not on that list.
Oh, okay. Then that's all I need to know.
It's your personal. Yeah, so my personal list, it's Kelsey, and then it's Doc, and then it's Jeremiah Trotter. The first. It's McNabb. And then it's Deuce Staley.
I knew you were gonna say that. That's how I knew you were a real one. That's how I knew you was a real one.
I loved Deuce Staley.
The Deuce.
Deuce Staley. I literally went to the Eagles-Packers playoff game at the Link, and I had just torn 4 ligaments in my ankle, and I had a walking boot. And I was on the field pregame because I was on there for Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Ooh.
And we're gonna pull it up in a second, Adam. I was on the field for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and Deuce Staley literally came over to me because I'm on crutches at the Link, and he's like talking to me about my injury, and he's like, "You're gonna be good." I'm like, "Well, Deuce Staley said I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good."
Okay, outside of your doctors, your physicians that said it.
No, forget them. Deuce Staley got injuries too.
True. So you want to hear my all-time? Ooh, this is a good list.
Kelsey, Dawkins, McNabb, Carmichael, and then Shady. So Adam, you personally were able to watch Carmichael play. I didn't have you as that much older than me, my friend.
I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna give you my all-time Steelers because I've been thinking about it. All-time top 5 Steelers. Number 1, Jerome the Bus Bettis.
Number 1, easy.
Bus easy. Number 2, Ben Roethlisberger.
Nope. You lost.
Listen, He is literally the most winningest Steelers quarterback next to Terry Bradshaw. Because I didn't see Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw is third in my list. Number three. No, number four. Number four, a lot of people don't know this guy because he got shot in the leg. But no, sorry. I'm gonna go Hines Ward. Hines Ward, number four. Hines Ward 4. And number 5 is gonna be controversial. Plaxico Burress. Because he got shot in the leg.
Your list is wrong.
You can't say that. It's my list.
How are you going to ignore the greatest safety in your franchise history?
Who, Troy Polamalu?
Yeah.
I didn't like Polamalu. Like my person, I didn't like him. I wasn't
the
a Polamalu
NFL
fan.
Top 100 list came out and Polamalu got the nod over Doc.
Listen, I'm being real, and I like Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins played for the Clemson, so I'm gonna also agree with you. That's wrong, but I don't like Troy Polamalu because I was a Ryan Clark guy. I liked Ryan Clark, and I liked because Polamalu, he used to get a lot of accolades, but that's because they threw to his side because Ryan Clark was on the other side.
True, and Clark kind of just did the thing.
And Clark was kind of like he was a headhunter. He put that dude in the hospital, like he broke somebody's neck. People forget about that. Ryan Clark was a headhunter, dude.
James Harrison's on your list.
Dang, I forgot about James. Okay, let me take off somebody. Damn, I forgot.
You can take off Terry Bradshaw because you never saw him play.
It doesn't matter. I still love Terry. I think Terry's the funniest. Okay, Ben Roethlisberger is gone. I got to put James Harrison on there. He's got to make that list.
Putting a Pouncey on that list?
I'm not a Pouncey fan. And he calls
not putting Antonio Brown on that list?
I can't put Antonio Brown on because of his CT, just like I can't put Le'Veon Bell on there. And I will look because he's a part of Triple B's.
You can't put Deuce Staley on that list too?
No, because Deuce wasn't the Deuce when we got him. He was like a shell of himself, and he played behind Jerome then. But you want to put Yancey Thigpen on there though. A lot of people don't know about Yancey.
You know who's on my? Listen, I don't want to jump too much into Pittsburgh land, but you know who sneaks into my top 5 on that list?
Who?
Cordell Stewart.
Yes. But see, I can't put Cordell because he never won us anything. Like,
he didn't win anything, but he was just. I remember him growing up.
I loved. Okay, so my dad's like a killer Steelers fan, and so when I was growing up, like I always liked the Steelers, but I never saw. I actually used to like. I actually used to pull for Warren Moon on the Seahawks too, because I really liked the black quarterbacks. Because when I tried to play a little bit, I wanted to be a quarterback, and they told me I couldn't play quarterback because I was black. So they said all the good quarterbacks are white guys, and so
thanks, Rush Limbaugh.
So then I loved like Cordell Stewart. I loved like Warren Moon. I loved who did y'all have? Steve McNair. Who y'all had somebody before him? Before
Randall.
Randall Cunningham and all them. So y'all had
we had Randall Cunningham, we had Rodney Peete, we had Michael Vick, we had Donovan McNabb, we had now Jalen Hurts. We might
have the most black quarterbacks.
Black quarterbacks of all time in NFL history.
You do. I think you do because you had Cunningham and then you had Pete. And people forget about Pete.
No, I don't.
Well, people do.
All right, Adam made his list. Bettis,
dude, I'm telling you.
Hines Ward, Harrison, and Plaxico Burress.
Plaxico Burress was dude. I'm talking about before Plaxico shot himself in the leg and they traded him. Like he was that dude, bro.
Yeah.
And he caught that's what he catch. He caught the pass behind his head.
He was pretty good. That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy really good.
That boy good.
Heck,
He's stupid.
Right. Please hope we get Snoop Dogg. I gotta talk. Oh yes, Snoop.
Ask and you shall receive.
Let's go, Snoop.
I did not have on my bingo card Snoop Dogg being the unofficial mascot of Team USA.
Bruh, it was the guy we never knew we needed.
I didn't have that on my bingo card.
It was either him or Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to get one. It had to be him or Shaq.
No, because like Shaq is actually like Shaq was an army brat growing up. Like, he traveled the world a little bit. Like, he's got a little bit of refinement to him. I'm not saying that Snoop doesn't, but what is Snoop really known for?
His weed. And
His
it's legal
weed
over
and
there.
being from the West Coast.
But in reality, since he's like rebranded with Martha Stewart, he's everywhere.
Watching Snoop Dogg in full equestrian gear,
Facts.
crip walking and pimp walking with a bunch of horses. I didn't know I had that on my bingo card. I didn't know that Snoop carrying the Olympic torch was going to be a core memory for me.
Bro, like, and to be honest, with all the negativity that went on with the Olympics and all the crazy
That didn't
stuff,
even make our list. I was going to try and avoid that, but the opening ceremony
was nuts.
raw.
I almost didn't watch the Olympics because of it. It was like that distasteful. But hindsight, once the game started going, it was really, he was like a really bright spot. Like, he was a bright spot. Not Gabby Douglas. Dang, what's her name? The other Gabby. She's one of the other Gabby. She did commentating for the gymnasts. She was really good. And then seeing all the stars, like seeing like Serena and all those people showing up in these events, like showing love. And it was cool. It was cool seeing Jordan Childs when she did her good thing on the floor exercise during the team event. And Snoop Dogg was like with her parents getting hyped.
I think that as far as the opening ceremonies go, I mean, look, we know that it's supposed to represent the culture of the host city. We get that. And I think that France is definitely known as one of these like cultural hotspots of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely, I'm going to say that they toyed with the line just a little too much, knowing what they didn't run that through any kind of appropriateness committee.
Oh no.
Even if what they say is like, oh well, this was representing the Greeks and da-da-da. Okay, and maybe it did.
No,
but that's not a picture is worth 1,000 words. If you have to put 1,000 words underneath of a picture to explain what happened, yeah. Even Snoop's looking down, going, "What is in this?"
I didn't sign up for this. It says Snoop Dogg will reportedly make millions for covering the Olympics.
500,000 a day. Or an appearance or whatever. I mean, Snoop Dogg is, I didn't realize how much I was under my Snoop Dogg quota.
Who do you think is more popular?
Ooh.
Snoop Dogg or Shaquille O'Neal?
Snoop Dogg.
Shaq. I see Shaq at least 5 times on TV every day. At least 5 times. I don't see Snoop as much as I see Shaq. Like, I think, and Shaq was actually there too, I'm pretty sure.
So, with Shaq, he's tall. So he gets photos with him because he's tall. He's also a great guy. Fact. Like, he is a phenomenal dude. But everything is centered back to his basketball career, right? He's inducted now with the Lakers. He's inducted now with the Magic. Like, he's a great basketball ambassador.
Right.
You don't talk about Shaq's rapping.
I mean, they think it was bad, but it really wasn't.
You don't talk about Shaq's acting.
I mean, it was not very much.
Listen, my uncle was an extra in Kazam, and that's my only reason for watching that movie.
Shaq has Papa John's. He has General. He has insurance. I mean,
dude, I know people who do commercials too, dog.
Icy Hot. He's got Icy Hot too, bro. The dude is everywhere.
Snoop has
cannabis.
Snoop is rap, acting, cannabis.
No. Snoop is not acting. He had one role that he was decent in, and that was in Baby Boy. And the only reason he was good at because he had to be a minute.
Commercials. He's got some great commercials out there too.
With Martha Stewart.
And I believe he's got one with Adam Sandberg on a beach somewhere doing something. I think it was like a Corona.
Oh, the Corona. But he's not really doing. He's just sitting there, bro. You just know it's Snoop.
You just know it's Snoop, and just like you just know it's Shaq because he's 100 feet tall. You asked who I think has more popularity right now. I think it's Snoop Dogg.
I still gotta go with Shaq. Shaq's
Okay.
billions and billions of worth billions and billions of dollars. And I
And
see him. I see him 5 times a day. I see the Corona commercials like once or every blue moon. But I see a Shaq
so you can't
commercial.
say that because Blue Moon's a different beer.
Are they gonna find me?
But you know what? So like Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, the Hispanic comedian,
Mm-hmm.
who I love. I think he's hysterical. Has a whole bit about the first time that he smoked with Snoop.
You can't smoke with Snoop. No, I wouldn't do it. Like, I mean, if you do, like, it's just not right. But I will say he is synonymous for weed, which normally people will frown upon. But if you can get Martha Stewart to hit a blunt, then you pretty good dude.
Yeah. I like the memes. It's like one of these people is a convicted felon, and the other one is Snoop Dogg.
But that's what's crazy though. Like that is what's crazy. Ooh, Team USA. Oh, Shaq has Walmart and buys. Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Shaq is one of the best people I am aware of on this planet.
I mean,
he will literally go into like a sneaker store and buy all the sneakers out for people.
And then there was a part where his wife said that she wasn't sure if she really ever loved him, and before they got divorced, and she put it in a book, and like his answer to that like comment was like his response to that comment was something like class act. I don't know if somebody else wrote it for him or not, but it was chef's kiss. It was like, hey, I was a bad person back then, and she has every right to feel that way.
All right, we spun the wheel.
Team USA.
And
we got basketballs.
I feel like you have some thoughts.
Yeah, I think everybody that was talking shit needs to shut up. Like, yeah, think about that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Let's start here. I saw a graphic yesterday that when the Dream Team played, there was only one player in the NBA that they had to play against when the Dream Team played. Redeem Team around 60. I think it's like 40 something players. Now they play against 111 NBA players throughout the NBA, throughout the Olympics. So there's two things that need to be said, and they have been completely dominant the last 2 games when it really has mattered. So for all the people that were like, well, USA team, they look really bad. They're like, they're not going to be good. Like all this stuff people were saying, shut up. LeBron James is playing the best basketball I think I may have ever seen this guy play. And he's doing it with a bunch of young dudes. Like, well, he's got some old heads with him. Like he's got like KD and them. They're all starting to bald a little bit, and they all starting to look a little older, but they're getting the job done. Anthony Edwards is starting to come around. He's starting to get his feel. Jason Tatum is on the bench, which I am completely happy with.
I want to bring that up, but finish your thought because I'm going to talk about that.
I'm completely happy with that, and then I'm just very, very convinced that we're starting to see a changing of the guard with some of these younger guys, because you got to remember they didn't bring, like, John Morant didn't play in it. Like, a lot of our top players aren't playing in it still, just due to injuries. So, it is what it is.
So, Jason Tatum is arguably one of the best players in the NBA right now, and arguably the best player in the NBA right now.
He's not.
No. Okay.
And there's a reason that we'll say that, and I'll let you finish your thought, and we'll go back to it.
So the fact that he's not getting any minutes is very surprising. Now, they're using Embiid up, okay? And got him saying, I mean, he's struggling. I mean, for me, I would like to see Embiid rest at this point because, it's a long season coming up. He was coming off of an injury where he missed a lot of time when he was being dominant and then did nothing in the playoffs yet again. But again, there you go. Derek White's getting a lot of playing time. Curry's game is international. LeBron is doing what LeBron does. I mean, I think the team is pretty solid. They're not covering as far as like what they're expected to win by.
Well, they just won the last 2 games by 30 plus. I don't know how they didn't cover.
Apparently, they're supposed to absolutely slap these other teams.
Well, they beat Brazil by like 40 points. What was the damn spread? 55?
Probably.
Any win over 20 against players that are professionals, it's a good win.
I agree, and like you said, it's definitely tougher now for sure. However, I don't know if I think that you look at some of the other teams. Yeah, this was the other one. Like, I don't think much of Kevin Durant. I never have.
Dude, hey man, that's a dangerous thought process to have, dude. Slim Reaper is one of them dudes, man. He one of them dudes, bro. I'm telling you, he's a stone cold killer, bro.
I know.
And on top of it, man, I love to have him. if you get Kevin Durant on your team, where you become that much more dangerous. Now, I'm not big on Booker. Booker's pretty trash to me, but I'm really high on Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a game changer, bro.
Yeah.
I want to throw this out there. I believe that the best Celtic is not playing on that team.
Oh yeah, I don't know how you leave out Jaylen Brown.
It was because of his beliefs. Like Jaylen Brown got left out, so they brought Tatum, and they didn't want Tatum. They were like, like who you got? And they're like, well, we send Derek White and Tatum. They were like, okay, send us what you got. It's whatever. But they wanted Brown. I mean, Brown didn't have his like strong views. He would have been there. I believe they also missing Ja Morant.
No.
You can't tell me that Ja Morant will not be on that team if he would have been healthy. He didn't play this year.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy. You are also attempting to pick people that represent the USA as best as possible because basketball gets bad reps to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So Ja Morant, more than anything off health, got left out for the Guns.
Listen, the Guns we're past the Guns now. Like the Guns have been done. Like you let Karl Malone play on the Dream Team, and he was touching 12 and 13-year-old girls, getting them pregnant.
It's a different world. We got social media now.
We all know about what Karl Malone did. And it ain't like we didn't need social media. It was publicized. What I'm saying is, you cannot tell me that you took the best NBA players and you left off Jaylen Brown, Ja Morant. I can keep going. I think I got some more that I can hit too. They left off. I think Brandon Ingram would have did good with this team. I think he would have did better than Tyrese Halliburton.
Halliburton was surprised me, but I think that if you're gonna bring in Ingram, you can be more than okay by bringing in.
What about Jalen Brunson? Like you could have brought Jalen Brunson instead of.
You could have, but you're not allowed to bring in any other Knicks, / Villanova players. So I don't think that works.
What do you mean they couldn't bring in any Knicks?
Well, because they're all from Villanova, and none of those other guys were good enough. Listen,
you could have took. There's 3 guys. I'm looking at the list right now. I'm looking at guys you could have took off. You could have took off Booker easy.
Mm-hmm.
Booker's trash. You could have took off Halliburton.
I don't think you take off Booker though, because you got a guy who could randomly go off for 81 points.
Yeah, but he can't guard a parked car. Tyrese Halliburton could have went.
Take him off.
You should have brought Brunson. If you talking about the best, you should have brought Brunson, Ja Morant, and Jaylen Brown. Period. Point blank. And if you say it's about the Guns with Ja Morant, that's cool. But if you're talking about this
100%.
But if you're talking about his performance, like when he gets there, like because the international can't bring a gun anyway, so he won't have guns. And so
dude would find a way.
I think we're gonna see a very different Ja Morant when the season starts.
You have to. The last USA game against Brazil, the point spread was 27.5. They won by 35. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, they've been, by some people's standards, underwhelming. But again, they're going to win the gold. It's a no-brainer. So there's that. I'm kind of hoping we get the Noah Lyles comment coming up next.
No, we're gonna get Phillies.
Yo, the Phillies suck right now. Okay. The Phillies have lost quite a few games as of late. They've lost, I think, the last 7 series openers. I think they've lost the last 4 or 5 series. They're injured. They're not hitting well. They're fiddling with things that work. They're not making good decisions. So what do you think is the talk of Philadelphia these days?
Get rid of the coach.
Correct. People want to fire Rob Thompson.
Yeah, it's a known fact. It's not his
It's
fault. They had
not.
like the best record until like
They had the best record in baseball.
still.
I don't know if it's still because they lost the series to the Yankees. They're not doing great against the Dodgers. The Braves have closed it to now 5 games in just the East. So look, it's definitely baseball's a long season. Baseball is a long season, and you're
I can
gonna
see
get
that.
guys back healthy. I think that they're going through a little bit of a summer slump. Yet a lot of like players who are normally able to take like breaks during the All Star.
To take breaks during the
The
season.
Phillies loaded up the All Star team this year.
Mm.
I think people need to relax. We're not going to fire Rob Thompson. Oh well, he doesn't know what he's doing, and the players don't play for him. Shut up. Shut up.
Shut your freaking mouth. Filthy animal.
It cannot be already time to overreact in Philly world.
They always trying to get rid of the coach or the quarterback or the best player. But it's great that
don't you know that
that
Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni hate each other, according to Philadelphia media?
Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Moving on. But they've never said get rid of Bryce Harper, not one time. It's funny.
They did when he started.
Mm.
That we're gonna miss out on his window.
Oh, that part.
Yeah, people are stupid.
They're dumb. Yes. So dumb.
So the Phillies are currently melting down. I think they're going to be just fine. That's all I had to say about that.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this. That's what I've been waiting on the whole show.
I know.
57-minute mark.
I know you have been.
57-minute mark. I want to write this in my notes real quick. 57-minute mark. Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna even give you the big screen on this one.
All right.
Because I feel like you have some thoughts.
All right. Listen, so we all know that the Olympics are going on. Algerian female boxer. I'm Iman Khalif.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Was forced into American culture wars over allegations that she was a man and identifying as a woman to cheat her way to the top. Bruh, like this is why terrible social media, terrible non-checked, non-fact check stuff is killing social media, killing the news world. Because people who are sitting in front of their keyboard, who are keyboard warriors, who are not fact checking anything, are now making comments about a woman who's big. I mean, she's a big woman, but she's huge. That would be like saying Brittany Griner is a man. She's not a man. She just looks like one. And she punched this girl so hard in the first 20 seconds that the woman quit. And because this woman quit, said she'd never been hit as hard before, we automatically ran to social media and called this young lady a man. Destroyed this woman, and so for one, I think it is asinine for the people to continue to say this about this lady, and then when people give you fact checks, say that's not true. Like, no, you don't know. You don't even know anybody from Algeria. How would you even know? First of all, multiple people from Algeria have said this. They have pictures of her as a young girl. On a lot of these posts, growing up as a girl, and they're talking about her testosterone levels. Like, have you guys never seen Amanda Nunes? Have you guys never seen Cyborg? Like, these fighters don't look like your normal housewives walking around the streets. They look like little dudes because they are muscular and they got loads of testosterone in them. So I don't know. I just can't. I'm pissed off. To make up lies is ridiculous.
So it's not. Part of the problem is last year. I want to say it was last year. part of the issue was the Olympic banished International Boxing Association's decision to disqualify her and fellow Paris medalist Lin Yuting of Chinese Taipei from the World Championships last year for allegedly failing an eligibility test.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
But tell them why that she failed though.
there were unknown reasons.
They came out and said it. There was her level of testosterone and something about her chromosomes something was off about her chromosomes. But she's a woman. Like she literally is a woman. Like there's some hairy girls out here. There's hairy women that have like over. That doesn't make them a man. That just makes her like a over hairy, over testosterone woman.
And Lynn, by the way, is also going to be in the Olympic semifinals. So she's going to
fight the other one.
Clinch the medal as well.
But like my thing is like there's for people putting out wrong information, there's no repercussions for that.
No, like and think about again, trying not to get too political, but think about some of the people that are doing it. Like Donald Trump comes out and says stuff. I'm a huge Harry Potter person as far as the world goes, but the author, J.K. Rowling, foaming off at the mouth again.
She's going off.
It's a shame. These all the athletes have worked as hard as they have to get where they have. I mean, I'm starting to wonder, and it's not going to happen. Do we still need the Olympics?
No, I don't think you do. I mean, I think you do for like track and field, like league, like sports that don't have their own league, but
you already have world championships every year.
Right, but like I think on a greater scale, like, but everybody doesn't watch the world championships, but a lot of people watch the NBA.
But not everybody watches the Olympics either.
Right, but a lot of people watch the NBA playoffs and they watch the NBA in general, and it's becoming an international game with so many international players that I do believe that like you don't need it for this, like, because then they play FIBA ball, so you really don't need it. Just like they play the world championships, they play the World Cup for soccer. You don't really need the Olympics.
Kind of going into the next topic, the Noah Lyles thing. Noah Lyles is a track
star, yeah,
and he's like, it bothers me that the Celtics were the world champions, like the world champions of what, the USA, like come onto this international level. And he caught flack for it, like, oh, you don't know nothing, and then he goes ahead and like wins, like becomes a world champion. I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like you're allowed to talk. So I get what you're saying with the fact of, yeah, these athletes need a place to kind of like showcase their total dominance. But at the same time, like it's just
the extra thing to check the box.
It is. But like you think about like, okay, so China hosted the Olympics a couple years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing with all those stadiums that they built? That they weren't able to fill because we were still in the middle of COVID.
I don't know. And to be completely honest with you, Chip, like I don't care what they do with those things, but in a greater
economically though, it was destructive.
I mean, it might have been, but they had to employ people to build this stuff.
But again, they employ people to do it, but then because they weren't able to, and you've seen this in Atlanta, you've seen this in Salt Lake City, you've seen this all over the place. What do you do when they're done with the Olympics?
Some of them sell them.
They do.
Like Atlanta sold it. Like I think it might be now. I'm pretty sure it's the Georgia Dome.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's the Georgia Dome. Or
Salt Lake City just put in another bid. They're going to host the Olympics again in a couple of years.
Yeah, so you're good. And let's just, I want to throw this out there for everyone, because everyone is listening out here in the world. I do not believe that Noah Lyles is kind of like the whole Caleb Williams situation.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't done enough yet to make comments about LeBron and them and Tatum, because to be completely honest, they may have won their world championship, because the NBA is the greatest league of all time.
And internationally, people want to go there.
Yeah, so like internationally, that is the epitome over the gold medal because there's 111 other athletes that play in the NBA. 111 international athletes, including the entire Canada team. It's in the United States team. So I would venture more so shut the hell up, no allows. Like I would venture more there and just say, hey, thank God you have your world championship for a track. But I promise you, there's no such thing as the NBA of track. And no one is going to go there because no one cares. Like Jamaica is beating you as well. Like you're winning now, but Jamaica was kicking y'all's ass a couple years ago. So of course you have nothing to say.
And I think that like, you know, it's tough because you want to be the absolute best, but like certain sports, like think about the people that are getting international renown, right? And it's all meme based, right? The dude from Turkey, the gunman from Turkey,
Oh, they just decided, hey, I'm just gonna start shooting guns with my ex-wife.
and he's like, he's going to win the gold medal, and then you look at his social media, it's just him and his cat, it's just him and his cat.
But then think about like, okay, so like Simone Biles, right?
Right.
Simone Biles is the greatest gymnast of probably all time.
Yep.
Michael Phelps is probably the greatest male swimmer of all time. Katie Ledecky.
Mm-hmm. She owns the top 20 times in the butterfly.
And so let's continue to go. So we got Serena Williams. Yeah, LeBron James is probably one of the greatest Olympians of all time as well, with like your Kobe Bryant and stuff like that. You have to he's played on like 4 or 5 different teams, dude.
But they didn't all win gold.
But he's won them though. Like he's won gold. Like it's not like he hasn't won them.
I think that you lose your argument with Serena because she played internationally her whole career and just happened to take a break sometime to play international tennis.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but all those events that she won, all those Grand Slams, they were international players there. It wasn't just.
Hey, but that doesn't make her an Olympian. That doesn't make her a great Olympian.
But I'm saying it just in general. I mean, just like as far as international goes, like he's saying that she shouldn't be considered a world champion. Like I think she should be considered a.
Oh, she is. Champion. She absolutely is a world. She was ranked #1 in the world.
In the world, like you know what I'm saying, world champion. Like you can say that, but because there's no league per se, PGA Tour technically is not a international league, even though everyone comes from international to play in the league. So to say that PJ, like Tiger Woods for a long time was the best player in the world, and he's probably maybe the best golfer maybe in the history, maybe depends on who you ask. And so if you say that, then you can say, then that's why you can't say stuff about the NBA because the PGA Tour is in the same situation. Like people come to this league to play in this league because of the notoriety from all over the world. So to say nor allows to say that there's no FIBA, no allows can say that that's one event per year. FIBA is a huge event. So to say that who's the best soccer team, world soccer team, like they're world champions because they play in FIBA. Right. That doesn't take away from the NBA because they play in FIBA. Like there's a FIBA NBA. We still win that too. So my thing is, okay, we win FIBA ball, then we go win gold medals in basketball. And it's almost like we get pissed off if we don't win, like, and they start talking trash. So that's how dominant we've been. The girls have won 8 times in a row for girls basketball. They've won the gold 8 times in a row. They are world champions. No allows, just stick to running and win by more than the hair on your chest.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad.
I took Noah Lyles off because we kind of did that, so we're just spinning it just for funsies.
Ooh,
gee, I wonder what we're going to land on.
You say umpire fights.
Umpire fights.
I can't wait to hear this.
So for those of you that don't know,
tell them about your trip, boss.
So for those of you that don't know, I am a Little League Connie Mack PIAA, so that's high school, adult baseball,
Beer league.
Legion. I do a lot of baseball. I just completed last night my 159th game of the summer. So again, I apologize to y'all for not being around as much in the podcast realm. But I do a lot of baseball, and over the last week, I've done quite a few like championship games, like big games. I went up to Cooperstown, New York, where they do a big tournament every week for 14 weeks. They bring in like 104 teams, and they go through 104 teams in a week. And I was picked to be on the championship crew my second time up there, which is kind of like unheard of, but it was awesome. I loved it. Come home, I'm a part of the state championship for Connie Mac A. Then I show up at a game, and it turns out that it's a AAU showcase championship game. I'm on the plate for that. And 159 games in, I have exactly 0 ejections. Let me say that again. 159 games in, 0 ejections.
That's my boy.
Because of something that I call preventative umpiring. It's actually not me that calls it. That's what it's called. Preventative umpiring.
It's like
preventative medicine. What's that?
It's like preventative medicine. People don't know about it.
Like you see, you're so locked in that you're actually aware of when things are going to start going a little haywire, and you stop it before it crosses that line.
And that's right.
Okay. In the last 2 weeks, I have been partnered with 3 different umpires that have tried to get into fights with players and fans and coaches.
It's always a good throwdown.
And the first one, it was an adult men's league game, and these guys are old, and my dude's strike zone's about this big, which is tough. And the one pitcher didn't like it, and he's mouthing off, and I'm preventative umpiring. I'm getting him to calm down, like, hey, just drop the cuss words. Like, we're just not going to do all that. Get him through the game. We get to the handshake line. Now, if you, as an official, feel like there may be some hostility, what should you do at the conclusion of the game?
You probably don't let the team shake hands.
No. That part's going to happen. I'm saying hostility towards you, the official.
Oh, you get up out of there, bro. You
get on up. You get on up out of there. The game's ending.
Say ball game. I'm out of here. You go to your car or to a safe place.
So what you don't do is you don't wait next to the handshake line.
To do what exactly?
Well, I'm going to tell you. This gentleman decided to just wait. And of course, the angry adult, this is effing terrible. You were the worst umpire that I ever effing had. Blah, 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 blah.
True.
And my partner, just starts walking towards
towards Buddy.
Towards Buddy. That's a little angry. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's talk.
To which my partner then says, and I quote,
I ain't no hoe.
Go tell your mother.
Oh, snap. Mama jokes. What if my mom was passed?
It's adult baseball. It's very possible. So in which case I swoop in and I get him the heck out of Dodge.
Dang. I want to be real with you, Chip. You're a real one, bro.
Another situation. I'm home plate umpire. My partner kicks a call. Maybe kicks a call. Maybe doesn't kick a call. We don't know. What do you not do if you potentially did or did not kick a call towards the fans?
I wouldn't talk to the fans no more.
You don't engage with the fans. I look up. He's walking over to the fans.
To the fence?
To the fence where the fans are.
We got to stop the madness.
His logic is, well, that's where my water was. I went, then you are thirsty.
All day.
And I go, get away from the fence. And we talk about it in the park. And he goes, yeah, I was like, you were wrong. You were wrong. Flash forward to this weekend. My man, different partner. He's got a double play that happens. He goes out at second. He pivots around, calls the guy out at first, even though he's safe by about the distance between you and me.
Oh, in like real life.
In real life.
Okay.
Like South Carolina, PA.
Okay.
And the coach goes berserk. And you start hearing the obscenities. And this game is being live streamed. So I go over to the side. I was like, hey, guys, I get the frustration about the call. Let's cut the potty words because this is all being microphoned up. Okay. And coach starts coming toward me. I was like, Coach, you know the proper way to appeal a call. He goes, I actually don't. I said, you call timeout, you go to the guy that made it. Time. They're having a conversation. And I'm just waiting because if my partner had come to me, and so there's secrets in the umpire world, right? I'm giving him one of these, right? Right? I'm giving him one of these, which means information for you that could help you.
Yeah.
Come to me. And the information I had was whether or not he was out at first, when the dude slid into second with his hands up, he interfered with the throw. So no matter what, we had 2 outs. No matter what, we had 2 outs. Let's take it the right way. Never comes to me. Never comes to me. So, okay, the game ends. He goes, it's my call. It's my judgment. Okay, never comes to me. Game ends. Coach wants a little clarification. If you're that umpire, what do you do?
For me,
the game's over. Get out. You don't got to explain your call.
No, you get up out of there unless you feel like you could talk to him and like
it wasn't the guy because again, this coach he goes, I appreciate you towards me. And he goes, your partner blankety blank blank blankets. I was like, it was nice seeing you, buddy. I don't know you, but I thought I called a pretty good game. Which kind of goes to my overall point because now we've seen. I mean, I obviously being on TikTok and things like that, like I see the world where coaches are running up on people and punching officials. And there's a video where an umpire starts swinging on the coach. It is children's baseball.
That's crazy.
That is the moral of my story. It is children's baseball. And I get that, and all I can say is, now we're in August. Everyone's done a lot of games. It's hot. Like, okay, fine. I've done 100, and there was a couple seasons ago where I was chucking out people left and right. I had 8 ejections in one summer.
Thanks.
And I learned that everyone was valid and should have happened, and everyone was avoidable. And now I live in avoidability land. How can I get people through a game? I had a couple coaches and fans misbehaving one time this season. I pulled everybody in. I said, coaches, here's the deal. It was in-house rec. Like literally it was nothing. I said, coaches, here's the deal. I said, you and your fans are getting out of hand. You and your fans are getting out of hand. So either you and your fans get it under control or you and your fans can go to the parking lot and I will finish the game with these children who will have a great time without getting yelled at.
For sure.
Silence the rest of the way.
True facts. You one of the realest, Chip. I'm not gonna lie.
People need to stop losing their damn minds.
It's the heat, man. People get crazy in the heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's really too hot, like people start getting crazy. Like I'm telling you, like I'm down here and it's like hundreds of degrees, and people don't know how to act.
And like I'll tell you what, like that state championship stuff that I was doing, I had the plate, and this was after a week of calling 12-year-old baseball, which came after a weekend of calling 12-year-old baseball. So this was not 12-year-old baseball. This was like 17, 18, 19-year-olds. These kids are going to be playing in college. They are playing in college. They're playing varsity. My strike zone was large. It was large for both teams, but it was large. If any of the coaches had come to me, I would have sat there and taken it. So I went to the Reading Phillies with the wife over the weekend, and umpire at first base kicked a call. Straight up booted it. Everybody knew we booted it. And here comes the player. Here comes the first base coach. Here comes the head coach. And I went, oh, we're about to see some fireworks because one of two things is going to happen. Either he's going to do the right thing, knows he kicked it, and sit there and take it and let everybody play in the game, or he's going to be mad they kicked it and chuck a bunch of people out. My guy kept everybody in. I was proud of him for that.
Cool.
I was happy for him for that. My general takeaway is people need to remember that these are children's games that we're playing and shut up. Those are my thoughts.
I'm with it. I'm down with it for sure.
So that's umpire fights. All right, my friend, what have you got going on in the podcast world?
Nothing really. Just getting ready for school. Like I said, school starts some Thursday, so we're getting ready for school. That means high school football is gonna start. So I'm gonna start shooting some high school football stuff.
Woo-hoo.
And then about 2 months after that, we're gonna be turning and burning for basketball season again. So, yeah, the saga continues, brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We are obviously still trying to do the we're doing our Wednesdays or Thursdays or whatever day shows that we got going on. Tomorrow we actually have Ross Tucker, who is one of the hosts of the preseason games. He does a bunch of stuff with the Ross Tucker Report. That's pretty cool. We're gonna rock and roll with that. Johnny scored a good one. I wasn't because of his list, because his list was terrible. Besides that, JD and I are going to try and get back on track, be more consistent for you. But with that, I'm Chip.
I'm Drip.
And we out here.
We out of here.
Okay, bye. Look, Kyler Murray.